Turned 18, graduated, and got into BMX, and pretty much put the guitar down. We still actually play at the shack, and it's a good time.
Can that happen?
Yeah.
A shack? I'm in.
Damn it, you got me. Lost my spot.
All right, what's going on, kids? This is Rock Bottom. It's whatever episode it is, as per usual. We got our boy Derek from The Flood, one of my favorite bands in our little community of goofy goobers.
Thanks, man. Thank
out
you.
there for sure. So thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
We've been talking about this. We've been kind of a long time coming about this. And
Yeah.
part of why this even happened is because we were lamenting the lack of a gear podcast.
Yeah.
On like
What was that, like
this
last
level
November
of
or something?
bands.
Like a year ago.
Like
I
a
think.
year ago.
Yeah.
'Cause we're about a year deep into doing this, and it kind of sprung forth not too long after that.
Yeah, because I think we had said like, oh, when we get done talking about the record, we should have Derek on and just run like an episode about all the gear we used.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
Yeah, so I think that was like the idea, and then we just never did it.
would be a long one.
That would have been sick.
So let's get after it here as we do. Grab yourself a fortune cookie.
I forgot about this.
What? Oh, I actually can't see where he is. I just wanted to throw something at him. The ring light's in my way.
So we're reading our fortunes as usual. I'm gonna ruin this show if it kills me.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Did I win?
Oh, shit. That means it comes true.
Nice.
Oh, fuck.
So
Dude, mine's licensed. It's got the PF Chang's thing on it.
oh yeah,
$25,000.
that was from when we ordered PF Chang's last week. And
Oh,
the DoorDash person brought us like $200 worth of somebody else's PF Chang's.
I'm about to say, did I win? Like, I got the one licensed one in the bin? Is that...
Oh, we just mix them in.
Oh, well, shit.
What do you got?
Mine says, you will find your solution where you least expect it. Well, fuck him, I'm not looking.
Yeah. What you got, Dark?
Your positive outlook will lead you to success. In bed.
What you got, Mike?
Well, first of all, I'm sad because mine's weird. It's like blue on the back. Anybody else get blue on the back?
Yeah, the PF Chang's, it's just like a lottery ad or whatever.
Because it's a
Or that one might have been from Hans House of Noodles.
It's an ad for the lottery on the back, and then on the front,
Shout out Hans House of Noodles.
it
Fucking great, dude.
says, "Taking a chance today might lead to a lucky tomorrow." So, what do you think it's telling me to do? It's telling me to gamble.
Tell me to keep drinking that
And
coffee.
it has the numbers to play 3, 9, 6, and 5.
You should play
and
these
on the back
numbers.
it says the numbers. Instant match game. $25,000 is in your future.
You should play.
Like, this is like
it's
the most. That is not right.
Not right.
You know,
That's defeating. That's just like going totally against like what a fortune
like-
cookie is all about.
mine did
It's like-
say it's where I least expect it, so that might be the solution to my problem, actually.
Gamble.
It gives me all the
The solution
instructions
is
on
to
how to
gamble.
play the lottery. It gives me the numbers to play, and then my fortune is
You should gamble.
gamble.
Mine says
That's trash.
kindness can change the world. I will not do that. I will not be practicing it.
By the way,
Go
the
fuck
PF
yourself,
Chang's
Confucius.
fortune cookies taste like shit.
Really?
Yeah, they suck.
Damn.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I dislike it.
I'm not eating any fucking.
So you should
cookies
gamble.
today.
I've been I'm in the middle of rewatching Lost.
I don't want to.
So that whole bit of like I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show, but the numbers that they enter into the doomsday machine throughout the show is Hurley plays the lottery with those numbers and wins like $60 million or some shit.
I only eat it when it's a good fortune. And this one wasn't.
It's like you should just play the Powerball.
This one's going in the trash.
Damn. Better luck next time.
Yeah, better luck to all of us next
Oh,
time.
shit, what are you gonna do?
I just want to mention that I did bring a Warped Tour water with me today.
Where'd you get that?
Pull out of the
I
archives?
got
still-
it at that Seasons that I went to. This fucking
Oh, they
awesome
still have-
Seasons.
oh,
yeah, you should
wow.
check it out sometime. It's pretty
Yeah,
close,
that's
bro.
right,
It's
pretty
like
good.
2 minutes down
Oh,
the
Are
road.
they still living in 2009?
Yeah.
No, this is actually a new item.
Good old sparkling water.
They just
man.
started coming out with them. They're seltzer waters and they're
like a
Monster
seltzer.
Tour water. So I don't know if you realize
Blur
it,
that out. We're
but
not getting
back
money
in the
from
day
them.
when Warped Tour was going on, right? I remember my first time. I don't remember
Mm-hmm.
what year it was, but it was a while ago. Warped Tour was going on. I was backstage because I used to get the backstage pass as a promoter to check out the bands and stuff. I was backstage and I noticed that all the bands were reaching in these barrels and grabbing monsters, right? Like going on stage with monsters and like everybody was drinking Monster.
Wow,
and I was like,
everyone on this
is
tour has
crazy.
kidney stones.
Yeah, I was like,
It's
this is
crazy.
crazy. I was like, that's why they're all crazy. Like, that's crazy. And then like, you know, I forget who I was with, but like I was with somebody else that had backstage. It wasn't that hard to get backstage passes at Warped. It really wasn't. Like one of my friends had them too, and like was back there, and he was being like so casual, grabbing things, food, like talking. When I'm backstage, I don't really talk to many people. You know what I mean? Like I try not to bother anybody. I try to not be a bother. I don't want to get kicked out of backstage. You know what I mean? So I'm usually very cautious. If someone hands me something, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. But I forget which friend I was with, but they were just like, grabbing waters, going side stage.
Act like you're supposed to be there.
Usually
You know,
there's a guy,
that's how you get away with it.
on side stage that okays everybody that's going up. Like you're backstage, but like to go on the side stage, there's usually somebody that like the tour manager is like, yeah, you guys can come up. He would just hide in a group and go through and get up. You know what I mean? Like I was like, well, I'll go up to the bands I'm allowed to see. You know what I mean? Because you're allowed to see a certain bands.
Yeah.
Whatever agency guest lists you. You would
see all their bands.
Yeah. So, my, very comfortable friend that was breaking all the rules turned to me, grabbed a couple of those monsters out of the thing and handed it to me. And I was like, dude, nah, I can't. It's blistering hot out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not drinking a monster right now. And he's like, dude, it's a water. And I'm like, you're lying. I thought he was fucking with me.
It was so
time.
disappointing to find that out.
That shit was like
I popped
learning
it,
sanity
and it was
exists.
literally water, like great water. And I was like, this is crazy. He's like, yeah, they have Monster water that they bring on tour, like in the Monsters. It's advertising.
Yeah, it's fucked up. That like I said, when I found that out, I wish I wish I knew that more than.
So
like,
now
Santa.
That's like finding
They
out
came
Santa
out-
Claus isn't real.
That's what I'm saying.
This
Yeah, like,
year, or actually in 2024,
All
I
over
believe
again.
they came out, or around this area. I don't
Blur
know if
that
it's been
out.
around, but this came around, and it has a whole thing on it. And pure, clean water is the elixir of life. Put it in a can, please. That would be nice. We need it now, or the buses won't roll. The bands, they won't play. That, my friend, would be a very bad day.
Motherfucker, the bands haven't been playing it in years. I don't give a fuck about your cans.
So said Kevin Lyman, circus master of the Punked Out Vans Warp Tour.
Punked
Anna
out. Nothing
Domini,
says punk more than the
2005.
phrase
Of
punked
course,
out.
we stepped up and made the original tour water. We've been making it for our events, artists, and athletes ever since, but never made available to our greatest fans until now, that is. So it's the whole thing. I'm sure you don't want me to keep going, but it ends with, it doesn't give you energy, but what the fuck? You gotta drink water sometimes, or else,
Does it actually
it says WTF.
Oh, nice.
Or else you're gonna die.
It's like, wait a minute.
I'd say stern but fair.
Stern but fair.
Oh, I definitely thought
Kevin
they were announcing
Lyman's
something on
fucking name is on everyone. That's pretty cool. Cool for him. It's like celebrity status. And
If you're on a can of,
That's
yeah,
like-
if you're on a
yeah,
can of Monster.
made it.
people ask me sometimes, like, who's the biggest promoter? Kevin Lyman.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, that guy's got it made. He's the guy.
Or Wimmer, I guess.
I don't think anybody has ever put together a tour as he did, as successful as he did, as big as he did. It has depth.
For as long as he did, yeah.
For as long as he did, that's the best promoter right there. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I
fair.
guess there's probably better ones. Like maybe they might have whoever headed up Country Fest all those years might be.
It was like download maybe
rival,
shit like that. But even still, I would still put Lyman up there, considering it's a cross country trek and all that shit.
I need to stop. That coffee needs
This
to.
looks like it does look like a nice coffee.
why
It's
not?
a little late for me for once. I'm actually not drinking coffee tonight.
Look
which
at you go.
Is
I
usually
might save that. You know.
you should hang on to that. It looks nice. You see the layers on that. Look at that.
Yeah. So Derek,
What's up?
basically you're in the Flood.
Yeah,
Okay. We've worked together.
we did.
We just played together not
Yeah.
even that long ago.
Yeah, a couple months ago now.
You've played with us.
Yeah.
We've worked together with the
did.
Rambuticon Agency. Great
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Awesome times.
Yeah, can't thank you enough for that. That was great.
Of course. Thank you for trusting.
Yeah.
And then above and beyond that, I think I'm the one that kind of comes in usually and gets down to the dirty. So basically, I'm just wondering,
Okay, let's hear it.
I want to hear
What color
about,
is your underwear?
No, I don't want to know that.
Oh.
I want to know, like, we're going to go back in time, and I want to
do it.
know where Derek started. Like, where you started, bro. Like, your start. You know what I mean? Your first band. I don't care if they didn't. It was only, like, jamming in
This
your
is
garage.
my first
Like, how
band,
did it
actually.
start?
This is your first band?
Yeah.
Well, how did
That's
it
not fair.
So
Okay, so let's
That's a
yeah.
this is a show first because it's weirdly his first band.
no shit.
Which
Actually,
is-
so
It is
You're
pretty
better
when,
than
when
his.
we agreed to do this,
pretty wild.
I went back and I actually watched a little bit of Dustin's episode, and that was where you said it, I believe. So that's interesting.
That was that's kind of a rarity. So you've been at it kind of I
have so many questions.
were you playing for a long time and just like
So,
never found a band? Or
How?
what?
Yeah, exactly.
I got my
question,
first
too.
guitar
Parlay that with when
at, like,
did you
12.
start playing an instrument?
Yeah,
Let's
like
go
12
back to
years
that.
old, I got my first guitar.
12 years old?
Yeah,
And how old are you now?
31.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I got it at 12. Pretty much immediately started learning like Parkway Drive.
Rock.
Yeah. And what was it?
It's like 19 years ago. We're talking.
I've been playing with our other guitarist, Ian, since I was like 14.
Okay.
But
So you and Ian, I'm trying to take
yeah.
down the timeline. So you got your guitar
yeah,
at 12.
it's a
and then
really weird
14
timeline.
You started jamming with some
we started
friends?
playing together, but we never really wrote a song.
You probably talked about like we're gonna start a band like that.
Yeah,
And
we
it's gonna be
did
so
things. We
sick.
like
I remember
always
those
learned other
times.
songs and whatnot, but we never even wrote a song.
Okay.
Turned 18, graduated, and got into BMX, and
Love
pretty
it.
much put the guitar down.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute.
So-
BMX. I actually
yeah.
used to BMX non like I was just a big BMXer. I didn't really
Yeah.
do many tricks. I was just
Yeah.
like my whole
I wouldn't
youth
say
was
I did many
riding
tricks
BMX. Yeah.
So we got into dirt riding because there's just no skate parks around. There's just nowhere to ride.
Yeah, it's
So you have to
dangerous
build your
and
own fun,
in those dirt
and that's
paths,
kind
yeah.
of that kind of built into how like the band got going. But
Oh.
so
Whoa, this is interesting. Yeah.
well, just the whole concept of like no one's gonna do it for you. You need to go out there and do it.
Yep.
Like no, there's no one else that's gonna build you dirt jumps for your bike. You have to go out there and build them. So we spent years.
So you're just out with
building these.
out in your yard with a shovel,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, it's my buddy's yard, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
out there
as
with
a
a
kid, I
shovel,
used
we're-
to hit dirt jumps all the time, bro. I
Yeah.
used to love that shit, dude.
Yeah, so we got a spot called Oakwoods. It's still going to this day. It's 12 years now. We just got a Bobcat one day, put a couple piles back there, and just been going at it since. We were going out till like 4 a.m.
Wow.
when we first started, but you're 20 years old, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But so we did that for a while, and I met my wife. We moved into a new house, and my brother met his baby mama, who had a drum set at her house because her stepfather had some. And he comes up to me, he's like, "Yeah, I've been playing drums for like a year now." And I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck? You know I play guitar. Why didn't you say something?"
How old were you at this time?
Probably 27.
Oh wow! So we have gone from
Long.
12 to 14.
We're talking
Period of,
8
like,
years
not playing.
probably, yeah.
So like
that's
around
something.
14, you're jammy with your friend.
Yeah.
And then you get into BMXing, and that takes you into your like mid.
Oh, dude, we were going everywhere too. We were going all over New England, Pennsylvania, Texas. Like we were
Okay.
riding dirt jumps everywhere.
Okay, so you
It was
were
a good
in
fucking time. We were
You
throwing
were in
jams.
it. You were noodling a little bit on the guitar, probably, and just
here and there, but
BMXing.
like I still had never even played out of a fucking head.
Okay.
We
Wow.
played. I had a little Roland micro cube since I was like 14 years
Christ.
old,
Mm-hmm.
and I was playing an Ibanez ART like metallic silver total thing. Like
Okay. So now
Crazy.
you're 27,
yeah,
and you meet this guy, your friend,
my brother.
your brother. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
You meet your
I'm high
brother.
as fuck.
I met my brother for the first
You
time.
met your brother,
I couldn't believe
and
it.
yeah,
You're alive?
and you realized he played drums, and
So we started jamming together. I got myself a Marshall 20
were you
watt and a
still with
212.
Ian at the time jamming?
No, we kind of lost touch for a while.
Okay.
Pretty much after high school, just different.
So it
friend
was
groups,
just you and the drummer.
Yeah, so me and my brother, we just started jamming. I kind of got out of listening to metal totally and just got into like stoner rock and doom metal.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Fuck yeah.
Well, I guess metalcore and stuff like screaming and whatnot. For some reason, I just couldn't take it anymore for a while. And then you start playing guitar again, and the only thing you know how to play is metalcore. So that just kept coming out like that. So my brother and I are jamming. We're jamming. Then one day I'm like, oh, well, I should hit up Ian and like see if he wants to come by. So he comes and jams. And we had a 4th of July party one year, and one of my old roommates came by. He used to be in a couple bands, and he ended up being our drummer, Dave. He's like, oh, well, why haven't
So
you...
it wasn't your brother?
No, well, Dave
Okay.
came in on guitar at
getting
first.
ahead of myself.
Yeah, so long story short, with my brother, that same winter we started jamming, he had twins.
Oh.
So that kind of put the damper on that.
Yeah,
That'll
that
do it.
sounds
Yeah.
damperable.
So Dave was like, well, I'm probably the best drummer of us all. So he just started playing. We hit up another buddy, and the next thing you know, we got a full jam band going on. And that was 2019 at that point. And that was the first rendition of The Flood.
First song you ever wrote was like
Yeah, we still
5
hadn't
years
even.
ago.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
That's wild.
That's fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
But I mean, it's interesting too because that's kind of like everybody's like journey with the instrument's going to be a little bit different. But when I think of like that's wild to me because when I think about
so
like,
we had never even
first
really
picking up-
improv'd much until then either.
Yeah, like when I think about picking up guitar, it was like my first day. My guitar teacher asked me, "What do you want to get out of this?" And I was like, I want to write songs. Like that's what I'm interested in doing. I want to be in a band with my friends. I want to write songs.
Yep.
And that was like from the jump. That's all it was ever. Was like just getting to a point where like songwriting was possible. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I think it was just like growing up. I never really had. I wasn't the most confident person, so I'd start like, jamming something out, and be like, "Oh, that's not really that great," because I'm comparing it to like things that I've been listening to, and you just kind of put yourself down enough, and then you pick it back up later and start improvising for the first time. You're like, actually, we kind of got something, and I kind of got to give it up to Dave for that one because he really pushed us to actually write something. He sat us down and was like, "This is what we do. Let's just write something super, super simple," and that ended up actually being Supernova off the first EP we put out.
Nice.
Literally
The Grapevine one?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so literally the first song we ever wrote together was that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
You heard it here first.
That's something. I mean, so yeah, I like the first when we first I think played together at some point or whenever that was, which was now a little while ago.
The Cullings Palladium headliner back in
it was.
June? No, September 1st, I think it was. Yeah, last year.
The year before, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I was thinking like I remember thinking like, wow,
the first time we
these
ever
guys
played
sound like Darkest Hour.
was the first time we played.
Awesome.
So, well, let's reel it back a little bit. So now you got sat down. You have a band. Have you named it yet?
Well, not really. We kind of knew from our jams. We started out kind of like stoner rocky. So we're kind of like spacey. Let's think of that. And so Brandon isn't our actual original vocalist. It was another BMX buddy of mine, Brandon. He was obsessed with the 1979 Alien. One of our first songs is written about is Special Order 937, written about just the opening line, and so we're just kind of going through like sort of alien spacey names, and then we kind of figured out that we had like a Halo feel to us. So we found the Flood, and we're like, we should just call ourselves that.
I like it.
Just kind of stuck.
Oh, sorry. Video game references and band names.
Can I just?
We got a lot of video game references. We're like borderline nerds, basically.
Can I just say that I've never been a fan of Call of Duty. I'll be really honest with you right now, and everybody's gonna hate this. You guys probably all love it.
Nope.
Call of Duty. The first one, I'm old. The first one I had in college, and it was like there was none of what's going on right now, and like it was just a nice game. There was campaigns. You're like going to get. It's like the actual game
That's
itself
where the fun
was
is,
fun.
though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I feel like as the game started going towards like basically you buy it and you play it online against people, and that's the draw to it.
Yeah.
I'm more of like that's why I get the Star Wars game because I'm in it for.
No, I'm right there
the
with
campaigns. I'm in it for the storylines. I'm in it for
Yeah.
Halo.
We grew up in the woods.
all day
I
long.
didn't have high speed internet until
Yeah.
I graduated, so
I
I
was
never got
Halo
to play
over
online.
Call
It
of
was
Duty.
Always
Halo-
the campaign. So like, to me, the last good Call of Duty was Call of Duty 4.
Okay. That's see. I didn't
Yeah,
even
I
get
don't
that far.
dis- yeah, I
I think
don't
I had
disagree with
two.
that.
I think
Yeah.
I had two, and I was like, I got two, and that I think that's where my decision came into play. I was like, I feel like this is going a weird direction.
Yeah.
Like I think I played somebody's 3 or whatever, and I was like literally spawning and getting killed, and that was the moment that I was like,
playing
you know
online
what?
sucks.
I was like, people literally have way too much time for this, and I don't.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I
I
was
would rather
playing
just-
the first one when it was like the PC exclusive, like very first one. That was my shit for like
Yeah,
a while. When that first came out, like, ooh, yeah, this was like right
That
as I
was
was starting
awesome,
to like learn
right?
how to put parts in my
I
desktop.
feel like they could have evolved that more instead of being like, we're just going to make it an online, because it's just an online game.
Honestly, I'm a big
Man,
zombies
you know
guy,
what I mean?
so like I fuck with all the Black Ops games.
Yeah.
I fuck with Black
zombies.
Ops 6.
It's sad that zombies is the best part for me. When
the
anybody
best
was
part for
like,
me, too.
"Oh, you want to play Call of Duty? Nah. You want to shoot zombies? Yeah,
Fuck
sure,
yeah,
I'll do
dude.
that." You know
Hell
what I mean?
yes.
Like,
I feel like the reason why that multiplayer focus kind of like happened the way that it did is I don't even think it was like them deciding that. I think they just, especially with 4, but like, obviously prior to that there were like good multiplayer components, but like when 4 came out, that was like such a paradigm shift in how like multiplayer games kind of worked. Because I mean, there was like the kind of the Halo 2 model for like a while. It was like that was the gold standard of like, especially on consoles and everything. Like once they kind of rolled that out, it was just such a hit, and people loved it so much and wanted more and more and more and more of it. They started prioritizing that as just listening to the consumers, which, like, don't get me wrong, like there's something to it. Like once in a while, like if the one ends up free on PSN or whatever, like all right, I'll play this for like 2 days and like burn through the campaign and then like get sort of mad at the multiplayer for like maybe 2 days, maybe a weekend, honestly, and then call it.
Like with Halo, dude, like for instance, like the best part of Halo, the best part is I've never had a game where me and 3 other people sitting in the same room can have like a fucking blast,
couch multiplayer,
with the sword,
couch multiplayer.
System links and everything.
You don't
different time.
Like, you'll never get that.
Staying
again.
At your friend's house when you're a kid.
Halo was so good.
Time Splitters 2 or whatever.
Halo
like
2, man. Halo 2. That was my shit. Halo
when we were younger, like so talking about Devin, like when we were younger, like literally he would, because I'm a few years older than him, so like he'd get out of school, I'd walk to his house because he only lived a couple streets over. I'd walk to his house. We would jam, and he's got some money, so he had a theater in his house.
Oh.
His dad redid the garage.
Jesus.
And so we would jam in the theater for a while, and then we would just play like Black Ops 2 on just play zombies split screen or like whatever. Like that kind of shit just kind of died now. Like you can still do it, but like
there's not a lot.
It's not the same.
Yeah, couch multiplayer is just not the same as it used to be, and that was such a fun thing. I think about that.
That's like sitting on a couch with your pals, playing a little
shit,
playing
fucking
a little
mad as fuck at each
honestly,
other.
The online was sick too on that. I feel like
it was,
maybe I'm wrong. I don't play a lot of online games like that anymore. But I remember it was just so simple and easy to use, and like you could literally log in from your house to your house and enter matches together and shit. Like it was so easy.
It was awesome. I miss that like so much. Did you ever read the Halo novels?
No, I haven't. My dad.
No, I'm not. There's like that deep.
A few of them. As they were coming out, like now this, mind you, this is like the early fucking 2000s. But I was because they had like they tapped guys that wrote like actual like military and science fiction.
Okay.
To like do these like in these lore books. About Halo. Like only one of them was actually about like the first game, and then the other ones were just like shit around it.
Yeah. I've definitely looked into.
There was one that was like before the first, that was set before the first game, or it was like the first like Reach thing. It was like about Reach, I think.
Okay.
And then there was one, and then there was one that was set in between Halo 1 and 2.
Okay.
And I remember them being like pretty good.
Yeah.
And I mean, for those games do have like a lot of like lore, and a lot of it's kind of like nonsense. But
yeah, I remember when
the books were. I remember reading the books and thinking they were pretty solid.
Halo 1 and 2 campaigns or whatever you played through was awesome.
So good.
So good.
Even 3 was pretty good.
Have you played? Have you given it?
Yeah.
The whole try. The whole try.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Never
You've gone through the campaign.
No, not all of it, because I didn't care. I didn't like it enough to go through it.
I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't like it enough to go through it.
What about you, Mystery Man? You ever been it? Yeah. What about you, Zach? Yeah, okay, all right. And
I'm one out, though.
Halo?
I was never so crazy about the campaigns, but the couch multiplayer was so much like playing Halo 2 with like my buddies.
Yeah.
And like that shit, that was like truly massive sleepover fodder.
Can we go around real quickly and just rank our top 3 couch multiplayer games? And can I go first?
Yes,
can I go first?
Go. Absolutely. That's a great one.
So number 1, I'm gonna go Halo. Halo 2. Yeah. Number 2, I'm gonna go Super Smash.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. And number 3, honestly, it's gonna be mad weird. Mario Party, love it.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, the friendship, the ultimate
or
friendship
Mario
ruiner.
Kart, kind of like.
Oh, dude, me and Ben were having it out on New Year's because of Mario Party, man.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Okay, couch. I mean, Halo 2, easy. For me, Time Splitters 2. Okay. I had a PS2 in the house, so that was my shit. Yes, that shit was awesome. I don't know. Yeah, I guess technicality, I suppose, not a couch game, but yes,
I forgot Tekken too.
I do love Quake. I would have to. I mean, this is a little bit of a deep cut. If you're War of the Monsters was up there for me. That was a PS2 like kaiju like giant monster fighter.
I think I actually have played that one before.
I love that fucking game.
You like blow down buildings and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
that was like one of those for me for sure. Or I mean, Mario Kart, of course, is like up there. There's
the ones that you like just don't. Yeah, you don't even have to mention.
We could go probably on and fucking on about that. But yes, I would. That's for me. It's Halo 2, Time Splitters 2, and War of the Monsters.
I think mine would be Smash, Black Ops 2, and basically any game from the Dragon Ball series. Whether it be the original Budokai games, the Tenkaichi series.
You can play with others?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Like sit on the couch all play? Oh, wow.
100%. Yep. And
I've never been a real... knew there was even Dragon Ball Z games.
Oh, there's
some good ones.
A lot more than there should be, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
There's a lot more than there should be.
Fair.
But that was when I was a kid. I mean, it was basically like bouncing between like the Budokai series, the original 3, and like Pokemon Stadium. Like that was like the back and forth when we were young. But I'll still play Pokemon Stadium. I think me and Rogero were playing it not that long ago because it's on Switch Online. So I think me and him were going at it not that long ago. But yes, Smash, Black Ops 2, and Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Right. So definitely in on the Halo 2. Some great times doing that. We didn't play too many shooters with the friend group I had, though. I'd say we probably did more like
GoldenEye.
American Wasteland.
Oh, yeah.
Probably be one there.
Yeah.
And like a shit ton of Guitar Hero.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That counts.
Oh,
Yeah, that totally
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah.
Shit.
Even Rock Band can be 4
Yeah.
players. You know
Man,
what
I'll
I mean?
tell you when holy fuck that ran roughshod through our fucking friend group.
Oh, mine too.
Around that time
I
where
mean,
there was
shockwaves through the
there
game.
was
Like Wii
no
was,
getting
like,
away from it.
Not Wii, it was on everything, but like that whole like concept of like when they started like having like controllers and the Wii had the bowling and like everything was like
I never
really
want to
cool
hear
back then.
fucking Mississippi Queen ever again. And that is 100% your fault.
I saw Rush playing the song that they have on there.
Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
Or YYZ.
They were playing, but they were playing it on Guitar Hero.
Oh, yeah.
To see if
I love
like,
those videos.
because they
Oh my
should get the
God.
perfect score, right?
Yeah.
And like Geddy Lee was like singing.
I love those videos, dude. That's so funny. I've seen them do them. I think I've seen Green Day do them. I've seen Ice Nine do them.
There was one where Lamb of God did it, and they were pissed. It was like, I wrote this fucking song.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Actually, speaking of, no, you know what? I'll call it back here. Speaking of Mississippi Queen, this is something that I don't even know if you guys know this, but the cowbell on I Am Providence is reinforced by a sample of the cowbell in Mississippi Queen.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. Actually.
It's fucking in there, dude.
That's funny.
So when you hear that cowbell, it is also mountain.
Oh, well, all right.
So there you
Cool.
go.
I'll take it.
If you know what I mean, no, brother, you're talking about a Mississippi Queen. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Guitar Hero, I mean, I can literally play drums because of Rock Band. That's literally how I learned how to play. I didn't have a drum kit at home. I didn't have anything like a space to play, so I just learned the coordination through.
I mean,
Rock
yeah,
Band.
that
just
is
translated.
That is just the straight up like. I feel like for
crazy,
me,
man.
like that came
Guitar
out,
too, really.
That came out the year I started learning to play guitar, and I feel like it did sort of like at the very least like drop tuning,
The
like
dexterity.
kind of just like just going bar chords,
Yeah.
Good
like
for
that.
rhythm.
It kind of
Yeah.
like started to kind of in a vague way. It connected.
It was the coordination.
Yeah.
'Cause it helped me too.
But drums, it's just straight up playing drums.
Yeah.
Like it's all of the hand and foot coordination. It's just straight up playing drums. It's not
Yeah,
like
then you realize
in a
you're playing
vague
Rock Band, it's all trying to
conceptual
play
way
shit.
you're connecting to things. Yeah, which is
So-
something that I wish I had actually taken a little time on because I would like to. I fucking wish I could play drums now. I'll probably fix that at some point.
I always wished I could play, but I can't.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have to.
I must at least speak the language a little better.
So
I don't want you to because it's funny when you don't.
Halo was the influence in the Flood name.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
you've named
yeah.
your band. Okay, I'm really good at bringing it back.
Yeah.
somebody's got it.
So you've
Good
named
at
it.
derailing it.
So
too, but-
you named your band,
Yeah.
and now are you ready for your first show? Did you play your first show before you named it, or how'd that work?
We had named it before.
Okay.
We
Then first show where?
So we had already Then we got Brandon, the current singer, kind of between then.
Yep.
The other one, we went to Texas riding bikes. He blew apart his ankle, and he wasn't able to like kind of make it and finish the songs and whatnot. So we got a hold of Brandon. He agreed to come in, and he busted out 5 song lyrics in like a month or something. And they pretty much ended up being the EP that we put out first. So we have that, and my buddy Nick Vitruba, he puts on like a festival in his backyard, calls it Vitruba Palooza. It was really cool. It was on like a flatbed, and then there was like a drum riser behind it. So we get on that, and
Don't mind me, I'm cracking the window.
yeah. So we're getting ready. We have our songs. We have our set list. We're psyched, and we're getting sound checked. So everyone goes through their levels. The guy's like, hey, how loud are you going to be? You show them what you go through that.
Show them 8, and then you turn it to 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, they get to Ian. He's last to sound check. And the sound guy goes, show me your loudest setting. And he goes, yeah. And he turns around and just dimes his 60-watt amp. That's what he thought the guy was. He was like, how loud can your amp go? That's what he thought in his head.
This loud.
Uh-oh.
So we go
like
through
me.
the whole thing, and we're all like, why is this kid so loud? Oh my god, it was great. They still got the vocals over it, so he still sounded good. But
That's something I would do on purpose.
Yeah.
it was
How loud's your amp go? Pretty loud.
At least you're not playing the fireball.
the kicker to that one was all the other bands were like folk indie rock bands. Mm-hmm. We did not fit.
Love a good mix.
Oh, I
Bill.
love that.
That's
we
classic.
opened up the day. Even my buddy was like, I'm not sure if I should put you first or last because it's probably gonna get the cops called on us. It's like, oh,
First.
that kind of band. Yeah, so he put us on
100%.
first. That was our first show. It went well, I guess. We're still here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just still going. I'd say it went pretty
And
well.
then, what year was that?
That was probably 2020, right after everything kind of started mellowing out.
So that was the first show for The Flood.
Yeah.
And then what shows did you start getting on? Like the community you started
He
gravitating
just wants you to say
towards it?
Rambutan.
No.
Yeah, no,
That
no.
didn't come for
We'll get there. We'll
a
get there.
couple years. So now
Yeah.
we're talking before Rambutan.
So,
What
so like I said, we came from the straight woods. We knew 0 people at all. The only reason I knew Nick is because I went to school with him and happened to have his Instagram and saw he was still doing stuff. So the second show we did, we threw at our trails at a BMX event, actually. My buddy ended up knowing a band, so we just had 2 of us.
That's sick.
It was fun. We still actually play at the Shack, and it's a good time.
What? Can that happen?
Yeah. We can make it happen.
We would love to come.
Yes.
We used to-
Oh, 100%.
We
The
would-
jams, yeah,
Yes.
the jams we
You
used
don't
to
have to
have,
pay
we'd
us
have like
nothing.
100
We'll
BMX
literally-
riders there,
a
you know?
shack? I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You know what we're
Sounds
about,
rednecky.
then.
I'm in.
Oh, it's great. There's a deer skull hanging and
That's my,
everything.
that's
Oh,
my shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're
we have
down.
a shack
Yeah.
there. We can
Just
do
tell
that.
us
We
when
can make
and
it
where.
happen for
Yeah.
sure.
Ooh, brother.
We like to party.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's a party.
Yeah, man.
I'm fucking down for that.
Yeah, okay.
So you guys,
So-
you got how many songs just came out? Was it just the one?
Just the 2.
The 2.
Yeah, we got the 2 on the Death Roll EP we put out in March of last year. We're coming up on a year, but we have a full length, all completely recorded. We go on Tuesday to reamp all the DIs, and then it's just production and getting it ready to get out.
No, that's what Wendigo was from, right? That you sent me.
No,
Oh, that's something different.
that's we have probably 12, 14 songs.
Oh
Ooh,
shit!
I like that.
Ooh.
Wendigo.
Beyond that.
I was like, 'cause
So-
I like that because that one was like really different too. I was
Yeah,
like,
it was kind of like Ghost Inside meets Deftones.
yeah. It was like
It was
like,
a weird mix.
I was like going. I realistically the first time I'd actually heard you guys was when we just recently played together because I didn't remember if we had played together before. I guess we did, but the first time I like really was in it was this recent time, and so I was listening to that. Like I put the track on, like expecting to hear something more like that,
yeah.
and like it was so different. I was like, oh shit! I was like, all right, this is cool. I was really into it. I liked it
Yeah.
a lot, but it was very different. It was
Is that
very-
just one kind of facet of what the record sounds like, or is it a full departure, or is it a little more varied?
It's pretty varied. Yeah, it's cohesive, but every song sounds different for sure.
Cool,
That's
nice.
the way to go.
Very
Yeah, yeah.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Diverse.
Very diverse. Yeah.
Are you are you doing all Cortex? Or is
No,
it,
those going to be all live amps.
Cool.
Yeah.
for sure.
So we just recorded with like the Neural Gojira.
Mm-hmm.
We just recorded a DI signal. So we're going to reamp that with my 5153, a 5152. We got some stuff lined up for it, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
So all right, so you said like 14 songs?
Yeah. 12, 11 for
14,
this one.
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Save a couple for
we
later.
have more songs written.
Yeah.
We have a
that
lot
sounds
on the
familiar.
horizon. Yeah. We've been working on this one for a long time. We're working with Tim from Boundaries on it.
Sick.
And
cool.
so obviously they've been killing it in the past year. They've been on tour relentlessly. So we try to sneak in when we can in between them, and just finally finished the drums, and that was the last bit of like hard recording we needed to do. So
Nice.
we're psyched.
That's great. I'm glad to hear it. So now would you say like basically like, so aggression wise, it's maybe not quite the same. It's a little, we're kind of getting into a little more textural stuff, because I was hearing a bunch of that in the stuff that you guys were playing at the last gig. I'm starting to hear kind of like some of those like atmospheric, maybe in a distant sort of sense. It's almost like some of that stoner rock shit coming back. Where you're thinking a little bit more about like getting into a vibe than necessarily just blowing people's faces off. Like,
I think if you go into,
it's not like they're pops. They're not pop songs.
no, definitely
That's
not.
how I felt about that.
But there's
track
just
that you
more
sent
like
me.
So
I'm hearing more of those like swirly delay parts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So I would say this record more or less was just songs that I'd wrote by myself, and it damn, that weed got me. I lost my spot.
Yeah, buddy.
The wheels are coming off the car. Very good.
Yeah. So where are we going about the writing of the songs?
You wrote. You said pretty much everything yourself this time around.
Yeah. I was trying to go somewhere with that, but I can't remember.
It'll come to you.
Yeah. It'll come. Anyways,
That's kind of what happened.
But
to this last
if you go
record,
into
too, for
this
us.
kind of with the idea of listening for stoner rock, you're going to hear a lot of it for sure.
Cool.
That's what I was going to say. The way I wrote the songs wasn't. It was a weird kind of way of writing, where instead of writing, I would write a riff, but then I would write the song structure. I wouldn't write any of the other riffs. Just be like, okay, so that's going to be like, say that's going to be a verse. All right, this song's going to be intro, verse, chorus, and then try to make up something that wasn't just the standard pop flow, you know, not intro, verse, chorus, whatever. So that's kind of why I think that really comes out in those songs. But if you go into it listening for the stoner rock, you're going to hear it for sure.
That's
sure.
exciting for me. I love
that. Makes sense now that you say that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's my shit for sure. Were you playing you were playing unreleased stuff at the last gig?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think we played one song that was actually off the EP, but yeah, we've been playing them for a while now. But we still have some that
one was
are,
probably the best you guys have sounded.
Thank you.
I was kind of side stage for a bunch of that. Just going, fuck, dude! Like this.
So
these guys are
the real kicker
leveling
has
up
been,
an awful lot.
We've kind of
every time I see
had
them.
a lot of rhythm section changes over the past couple years. We had
I remember,
Dave.
yeah, you were telling me you were swapping. You were maybe swapping
Be the
bass players.
backbone, really, you know?
Yeah. We had Dave, who was a great drummer, but he was a punk drummer playing metal songs, and we then we had Mac, who was awesome, but just wasn't working out. And then we had Kyle record the drums, and he kind of filled in for us the first couple gigs of the year. And we asked him, we were like, dude, you're fucking insane. Do you want to be in the band? And he's like, yeah, I'm in. So that, I think, has been a huge kick in kind of showing us what we should sound like, because originally, like I said, he was a punk drummer. He only used a single pedal.
Right.
So it never kind of gave it the driving force that it really needed. But now that we have an actual like metal drummer for it, the songs sound exactly how they should.
Shout out to the punk guys struggling in the metal scene.
He did so great. Honestly, some of those riffs that we gave to him, like, how would you go about like making a beat to this if you're a punk drummer? You know?
Right.
And he rose to the challenge, and he sounded great. He really did.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, sick. Man, what was I gonna fucking ask? I'm just stoked to hear all this new shit, man. Like honestly, like this is one of these bands where, and we've kind of talked about this before, where it's like, especially obviously maybe a little less so as you're kind of like evolving and changing, you know. But a lot of the earlier stuff, it was like metal, definitely metalcore, but coming at it from, you know, a little bit more of a classical sense, you know, like coming at it from earlier forms of it,
right?
You know, where it's like, okay, like this is a band that like has actually heard fucking At the Gates at some point.
Exactly,
you know?
yeah.
This is like,
well, like I said,
this is a band that's like, this is a metalcore band that's listened to hardcore at some point in their life. You know,
I learned how to play guitar by listening to Parkway Drive. Those early albums, Horizons, Killing with a Smile, like
Horizons.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, we're the same. We're almost the same age, so it's like that that stuff where it's like, if you were going to pick up an instrument, that's like, I started playing guitar the year End of Heartache came out.
Oh yeah,
you know, like going, like
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's just like the craziest thing you've ever heard. You know, where these things, you know, you're watching the book get written as it's happening.
Yeah, really.
You know, that's the thing is, you want to feel old. Like that's, I forget who I was.
Long ago. 2004?
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's 04, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I've been playing for 20 years.
I remember somebody recently who was like, maybe somebody who used to come to Guitar Center or something. I forget who, but somebody younger, considerably younger, said something to the effect to me, because I had posted something. It was just like, man, what I wouldn't have given to be like really like aware of music, or like starting to play, or like playing music around that time. It just seems like it was such a golden age for like guitar music.
Yeah.
Like imagine that. Could you imagine? Like, yeah, I can imagine. I was learning to play guitar the year that shit came out, man. It
Those
was like,
riffs are just written in stone.
Think about all the records like of that genre that came out in that general block. It's like you have End of Heartache, you have The Poison, you have Ascendancy, you have City of Evil,
Fall of Ideals.
Fall of Ideals.
Yeah.
You have I think fucking what the fuck is the
Undoing Ruin.
oh fuck
the ABR record that came out around that time.
Constellations
That
and
one.
Messengers.
Yeah, one of them.
Those two are amazing.
I think it's Constellations I'm thinking of. But like you had all of, I think The Curse from Atreyu was around that time too.
I think that was 04 or so.
You know what I mean? Like you had so many
That's the good
records.
stuff right there.
Yeah, that's the shit. You know what I mean? Like that's all the shit that like I was like dick up about.
Shadows
at that
Fall,
point.
fucking.
Oh man. Well,
for War Within.
Guitar Hero is kind of a
Honestly,
catalyst for that too.
At the time of that you're talking about with the Atreyu, I was super into Bullet for My Valentine, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, dude, I went back and listened to it a little bit.
Oh, I still fuck with Bullet.
right.
I still fuck with Bullet pretty heavy, but I don't fuck with the new shit
I
though.
don't think it deserves as much hate. I feel like it's just British metally rock. You know what I mean? I don't think the world was ready.
No, I think I think that it was just like
So
I think it was the
catchy.
perfect thing for the wrong
catchy,
time.
bro. When I put it on like the Poison and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, I'm so excited for that show.
What show?
The one it's them in Trivium. They're doing the Poison all the way through, and Trivium's doing Ascendancy all the way through.
Yeah, where's that?
House of Blues or MGM.
Damn, yeah, count me out.
Yeah. I'm all about that, dude. I can't. The Poison's one of my favorite records.
Can't do like big things like that where you're in the crowd and you're just packed in and like you're lucky if you.
See, that's why I like MGM. I never feel like that over there. I've been there for Dropkick Murphys and Sum 41, and I've never felt like that.
Speaking of unfortunately going to Boston. Next week I'm going to lose my house because Nine Inch Nails is
What are the prices they announced?
the new tour. All the tickets go up next Wednesday. So I'm fucked. I'm fucking.
Oh, dude, I don't want to talk about ticket prices right now.
It's also, and I don't know. I can't confirm this for sure, but the name of the tour is a lyric from Downward Spiral, aka my favorite album of all time.
They do a record run,
and that's usually what they do. They'll name the tour either the album that they're touring on, which is usually just like some new stuff. But last year was the 30 year for Downward Spiral, so that means
Oh boy,
it's a fad right now to do album tours.
But they're also supposed to do. They're also supposedly
Finally.
supposedly putting new shit out. So my theory is they'll do 2 sets because they didn't announce any openers. So my theory is they might just do like a
Green Day thing,
like a kitchen sink set, a full kitchen sink set, and then Downward Spiral front to back. In which case that'll be Probably one of the happiest days of my fucking life.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to lose all of my
Listen,
money.
that would
I'm going to
be-
give Trent Reznor everything in my bank account.
that would be equivalent to the
7
Green Day show
days.
for me, man. So I feel you. But dude, I mean, I'm sitting on my chem right now. Those tickets are so fucking expensive, dude. And it's Fenway too, so I'm gonna be miserable.
Oh, fucking.
It sucks.
What
dude. I hate it. Dude.
What a dog shit awful
sucks
venue to fucking
sucks.
see a band in.
Miserable. I hate it.
Oh,
Awful.
it's bad.
It's all. I would have had so much. Like I had so much fun at that Green Day show, and I'm glad that I was there. I would have had so much better of a time if it was literally anywhere else.
It could have just been at TD Garden.
It could have been at the Garden. It could.
Well,
have
maybe
been
they,
at
they might have. I think
Xfinity.
they had something that night. That's probably why.
Maybe it literally could have been in a fucking field with a bunch of bombs going off. But it would have been better than fucking Fenway. I cannot stand it. Like the seat that I bought literally had a fucking pole. That wasn't even disclosed either, too. Like I just got there and I was like, "Oh, cool!
Oh, obstructed view, very
Awesome!
cool. Yeah,
I'm glad I bought these fucking
$60 to park on top of that. Oh my god, dude! I almost called the attendant a slur when he told me.
Dude, I
I
fucking
just like opened my mouth like something horrible is about to come out, which
dude,
would have been a very Boston move of me.
well, that happened to me
Fair
with
enough.
fucking Sum 41, dude. We were fucking
Fuck Boston.
they were at MGM and there was a game at Fenway, and so the parking was mad expensive. I don't have anywhere to park. So I pull in the lot. And I'm like, hey, like we're not going to the game. Is it still $60? He's like, well, yeah. Is that okay? I'm like, no.
I mean, it's not really okay. No,
No, it's not.
I would have
What the
rather you pulled a knife. To be honest,
fuck? I'd rather you hold me at gunpoint and
It's
tell me I gotta pay the
$60
$60.
for everybody at that time because it's a high traffic time.
Right, which is fucking stupid.
it's that much all the.
Doesn't matter what you're going for; it just means that they're super busy and like that. The price goes up.
Horse shit
It
city.
means fuck them.
Horse shit city.
It means fuck them. I'm not happy about it.
I might do
Garbage.
it if I was in the same position.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice.
That's the thing. It's that or turn around and go home.
It's
Yeah.
good profits, right
Really?
there. Good profit.
Yeah.
They know
shit
they
sucks.
got you hostage.
Oh yeah, they're selling a parking spot that literally cost them $2 for $60.
Yeah, 100%. The freaking return on that's insane.
There's nothing in Boston that's worth paying $60
No,
for to park.
but that being said, like I said, you know what? The tickets for my camera are crazy expensive. I got to take Tay to see Rascal Flatts. Those are fucking.
If you have a
astronomical.
family,
Those
you're
are
going with
more.
a family. It pays to pay for the premium parking, safe for the family.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't take the family to shit. I just take Tay.
Well, you gotta,
You don't care about her safety.
Well, you know what? Well,
She can fend for, because she can fend for herself.
that's true. Well, you know what? I was
Of all the
hoping,
people in the world, I wouldn't worry about Tay.
I was hoping to maybe get Liana into my chem in time and take her to the show.
That'd be cool.
Because I mean, she loves Ice Nine, so I was like, oh, well, that's
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like the baby version of Ice Nine Kills. It's just she'll love the fucking thematics of
This
it.
is musical theater with guitars. She'll
Right.
fucking she would
She'll
love
be
that
all
shit.
about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, not for these fucking prices, dude. Hell no.
No. My
Sorry.
God,
I'll tell you about it when I get home. No thanks.
Well, on Wednesday, I'm sure you're gonna see like expletives you didn't know existed in the band chat. Once those tickets go live, I'm like, okay.
I'm gonna have to look at them too. Just
If
for
you
curiosity.
insist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know it's gonna hurt, but also like, I mean, I don't
how
know.
old's Trent these days?
He's in his 50s.
54, isn't he?
Yeah. Still sounds good though. I mean, last time I saw them was pre-COVID. We went to go see them at the Wang. Again,
Wang.
Unfortunately, again in Boston, but
Shot a movie in the
you know,
Wang
small,
one time.
yeah, small theater tour. I mean, I was shitting a fucking brick.
That place
like,
ain't that small, bro.
it's small, and I mean, it's small enough compared to like the Garden or whatever.
I shot a movie there.
Did you?
It was in Ghostbusters 3.
Wait, what? You were what?
Yeah, there was a scene that was in the Wang. It was the rock and roll scene, and I'm in it. I'm in the crowd.
Ghostbusters? You mean with the Lady Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
Oh fuck! I didn't see it.
yeah.
Now I fucking gotta.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't see that one.
I can find myself. I have pictures of like,
That's
myself
so
in the
funny.
crowd and shit. But like, I'm just
shit.
there, and I got like a jean. Like they told you had to come dressed a certain way, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna dress like exactly what I dressed like in the scene." And at the times, I had like a pair of black skinny jeans on. I had a red flannel with a jean cutoff vest over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I had my hat backwards with the fake glasses that I wear with Barbarian.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, you're good like that." And I was like, "Cool." I was like, "Cool." And I was like, walked into the thing.
That's fun.
Because they had a whole wardrobe when you walked in. I don't want to get too into it, but I'm just saying they had literally it was pretty cool. You walked in and they'd look everybody down and be like, get him another pair of shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was good to go.
What'd they pay you for that?
It was like $20 an hour, but long days.
Yeah. I told you I was an extra on Pawn Stars.
Or like back then it was like 17,
And that was
like good.
actually
It was,
decent money.
Yeah,
No shit.
it was good. It was like 17, but you're getting like full 14, 15-hour days in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
real
Still
quick,
cool.
yeah.
I mean, hey,
and you're in
that's-
a movie, and we got to talk. I had adventures because me, Greg Long, Tanner Guimond from Kingsman, my friend Casey, and our other friend all got it. Like, I got it. I told Greg he got it. Like we all got it. Right? So like we all went together and like we just ran amok. Like catering, like there was like our catering and then there was like the catering for the actors and stuff. And,
Yeah.
like
What'd they give
we would
you?
go down and like just start eating the fucking
Here we go.
catering.
Here comes the food.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I gotta
wait till nobody was down there.
Yeah.
Just no one down here. Okay, cool.
I got to tell you, shout out to the Pawn Stars team there because they fucking hooked it up. We got Jersey Mikes.
Oh, New Jersey
Yeah.
Michaels,
on
dude.
that shoot. Pawn Stars Do America.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're doing like a road show thing now, and they shot one last summer in Providence.
Did you see the people from Hardcore Pawn resurface online? Did you see?
I
anybody
did,
see
yeah.
that?
I did
I
see
They
never-
look
that.
like they're like on drugs.
Oh,
or, like,
God.
They look like that
possessed by
before.
demons.
I-
No,
They look worse.
someone's got to pull something up here. Hold on, like
this is gonna happen. All right,
hold on.
I did see that.
I'll work on it
Hardcore
too.
Pawn.
Holy shit!
We gotta find more movies to send our songs to.
Yeah,
We gotta do that again.
that was fun. Oh no! Oh no!
He's the worst.
Oh no!
What's
He
going
looks
on?
like
He should look great.
he
Like
looks
they
like
got
a-
money. Like you shouldn't look.
He looks like
Like-
a Fallout ghoul.
The Crypt Keeper.
Fallout Ghoul.
Oh yeah, drugs.
Like he's looking more and more like his
Oy.
father. by
Oh
the-
man, that guy
Yeah.
looks like he would call you smooth skin.
Yeah, he looks like he would. Do and the dad.
Oh, he looks like he's been
boy.
dead.
Oh boy, the dad looks,
He looks like he's had his own funeral.
That
Jesus
guy looks like
Christ.
if Shawn Michaels never wrestled.
Holy fuck, that's scary. Those guys are scary.
Shawn
man.
Michaels never.
That looks
wrestled.
like when I take too much Benadryl.
Like the girl, she
Oh, he's
like
Hat-Man in it, dude.
she's trying really, really hard. She's got a lot of plastic surgery going on here. She's pretty much like
Oh no.
bought
Stuck like
her
that.
whole look,
Yeah.
and then he's just like, "Listen, I do drugs, and that's just the end."
And
of
I'm
it."
into it.
That's my whole personality.
I'm not even hiding it.
Oh, wish I hadn't seen that.
Yeah. So
What a day to not be stricken blind as a child.
yeah. So wait, where did you say that you're from?
A town called Ware, Ware,
Oh.
Mass. It's
And give that time a
I
fucking
always
chance
try to
today.
say like,
I
you
grew-
know what the Quabbin is, but no one ever knows where the Quabbin is.
No.
Even though it's the biggest body of water in Massachusetts.
Everything in Massachusetts sounds fake.
yeah,
That's true.
I went to
yeah.
college
Like
with a
Ware,
kid from
Mass.
Ware.
Yeah, you ever heard of the
Oh, really?
Quabbin?
Is you know the Neffingers?
No,
I don't know how
think so.
small of a town it is.
It's also
It's a
fake.
pretty small town, but
Dave
I don't know
Neffinger.
of them.
Doesn't sound real either. Everything in Massachusetts sounds fake.
Like it sounds actually. kinda
Where
strange.
is where?
yeah. Everywhere in New
Where's
Jersey and
terrible?
Massachusetts. All fake
Well,
places.
nothing in New
Yeah.
Jersey should be real.
All fake
Yeah.
places.
Nothing in New Jersey is sacred.
Yeah,
That's
so
also true.
we're kind of where this
for White Castle.
body of water called the Quabbin is, and I always ask people who are like from Boston. I'm like, yeah, I'm from there, and they're like, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's the
No
reservoir
way.
that fucking
No way.
supplies your entire drinking water.
There's no way people don't know what Boston is. They ever heard of the Boston Celtics where they live in a fucking...
No,
I mean,
the Quabbin.
The Quabbin.
What's what?
I ask people from Boston if they know the Quabbin.
Oh, I thought you were saying
Yeah,
they know
no,
Boston.
no.
I'm like, what? They never heard of the fucking Boston Celtics?
I've
before?
never
Oh.
heard of Boston.
Boston
What's up,
Bruins,
Boston?
like,
Fucking imagine.
jeez.
No,
I thought
no.
that was just a made up city
They'd
of
really
movies.
be having to hide under a rock. But
Yeah.
so, okay, so I don't know what
I
the
wish it
Quabbin
wasn't
is.
real.
Yeah,
Telling me
so-
Seth MacFarlane didn't make that city up?
If you look like dead center on a map
be
of
Kentucky.
Massachusetts, there's like a giant body of water. It's called the Quabbin. It was a man-made lake back in the 30s or 40s. No, the 30s. And they flooded 4 towns and built an aqueduct to Boston. So all of Boston's drinking water comes from my backyard.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, those towns.
Yeah.
Through the aqueducts.
Yeah, you can walk through like the old commons and stuff. It's still all there, but like it's just foundations, obviously.
Yeah.
But the house that I bought and I'm renovating was built from all the houses they disassembled in the Quabbin.
Interesting.
Yeah. Our main beam says Boston and Albany on it. It was right out of the railroad.
Wow, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, some little pieces of like American history in your
Yeah.
like inside of your house. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, we definitely saved that beam. It's a good one.
Yeah.
What's so flood wise?
Yeah.
What we've had a lot of fun, kind of like being gearheads.
Yeah.
We're we're just
Get it all out of your
like we're
systems
constantly like
already,
sending gearhead shit to each other.
Yeah.
What I want to talk rigs.
Yeah.
Just for a minute at least. So obviously you're a neural guy. You've been a neural guy for a minute now.
Yeah, I got one earlier this year. My buddy Jake from Hemingway.
Yeah.
He got a Helix a year ago.
Yeah, me and him were talking about that when
Yeah.
he bought it. We were talking about
No shit.
talking about rigging it up and shit.
Yeah. So
'cause he was playing the EL34
yeah,
5150,
which is amazing.
which is sick. Of course, great. I think he was like bouncing around amps, and I was trying to tell him like not to do it. Just like no, stick with the. You sound so good with the 50.
I know.
Don't change it.
He does. So
Coming from the guy that sold one.
Yeah, other people do it better than me.
he brought it over my house and we were messing with it, and I was like, man, this is actually kind of fun. Because I was so strict. I was like, what do you need that for? Like, we're just in a local band. We're not going that far. Like,
It's just fun.
Just bring your
There's
amp.
just so much fun shit
was
you
it?
can do with that stuff.
Just bring your amp.
Helix.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah, the Helix.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, just bring your amp. And then I was messing with it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually kind of nice.
Are you so your Cortex rig now? Are you just modeling like a 50?
I'm actually modeling the Lichtlarm Prometheus.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sounds insane.
Those are cool. Those are very, very
it's
cool.
it's very tight, like a really kind of like a, like it sounds kind of like a 5150, but if you took the distortion and added like space between the crackles,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Just a more
Just a little
like a more
gnarlier.
like articulate
Yeah,
probably,
yeah.
like type of thing, because 5150s are kind of what they are.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't necessarily call them super articulate amps on their own.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of like, and depending on the one you get, like they can be kind of flubby, and it's just like, they sort of need to be boosted. It's like one of those amps. But
Definitely need to boost.
I would never necessarily call them super, super articulate,
Yeah.
but that is one. Our buddy Joey was trying to get me to buy. He had an Angle Fireball
Oh, yeah.
that he was trying to get me to buy, and he brought it over here, and I got to play it for a little bit. I was like, when I tell you, I was like tossing the house, like I'd broken in, just like, what can I sell? I have to have,
Yeah.
because it takes a lot. Like I've been playing the same. As a gearhead and a serial tinkerer, as you well know, we used to live together.
Oh yeah.
And the band
Oh,
space
yeah.
was in the base.
Yeah.
It was in the basement when we lived together. So and we worked at Guitar Center at the same time. So it was just like I was buying like an amp a week.
Just constantly shit in and out of the house, dude.
I've
it was like
changed.
a fucking
Goddamn.
swap
Yeah,
meet.
I've had like a million amps. My live rig has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I've been on the same amp now for the longest I've ever been on one amp.
I think every time I've seen you, you've had that same Z out.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
had,
well, he's had the Z.
I got the
pretty-
Dr. Z
Yeah.
in 2020.
Yeah.
Um,
They got another one at GC, by the way.
yeah,
It's not the same one, but they got
Not
another
an
one.
EMS. It's like one of the lower gain ones or
Yeah.
whatever. So it's just like all they really have is like blues and rock amps. Normally, it's not like
The only time I've ever seen a Z in it besides yours, though.
yeah. So yeah, every once in a while something would pop in, but it was always just like the blues deluxe kind of like school of like combo type shit. But I've been on that amp for fucking ever. So when I tell you it takes a lot for me to like get like googly about something that's not just the rig I'm playing at this point. Dude, that shit is awesome. It's so cool because you can get it in that kind of martially like territory in the mid range. It's like the only angle that's not like so fucking compressed. You can get in that neighborhood. It's again same thing, like not super articulate, which I was kind of like I'm sort of used to that being like a JCM. That's my rig's back there. I don't know why I'm pointing like that.
Yeah.
It's my rig's back there, and that Z is like kind of stringy. It's definitely like got that martially thing. So it's weird when it's not there. But holy fuck, it is so pissed.
I want to preface all of that by saying that he had texted me either the same day or the day before, like, yeah, dude, Joey's bringing by the Fireball. Like, I'm just gonna try it. It's not really me.
Well,
I don't
it's
think
not
I'm gonna
because
like
I don't
it.
know a lot of people that I don't know anyone else that like has one. I was just like, I'm probably like the odds of me getting to just like test one of these in the wild is like pretty slim. I'm not gonna like walk into a guitar store and see one of these probably. So the fact that like our buddy who lives close by is gonna just bring it to my house,
Huge.
like yeah, I'll take a crack at it even if I think it sucks or whatever. Like or it's just not for me or whatever. And it was just like immediately like How much did you fucking say you wanted for this thing again?
Yeah,
I had just heard one too because I did an Avenged tribute thing back in October, and the kid that I was playing with, our buddy Mikey, he has the Fireball, and he has the 100 watt. Man, this thing is so fucking sensitive. So he had it on 1, like he couldn't.
you
do
breathe
much
on the volume.
Yeah, I mean that's a 100-watt fucking
couldn't do
either way.
shit with it.
That's too much.
But it sounded incredible.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, if I didn't like my 5150 so much, I would have thought about it.
Yeah, I definitely love to try one. I guess I could model one, but
Yeah,
That's not the
it's
same.
really
no,
like
it's not.
It's not the same.
And now it's this
I've
thing
gone
that's in the
through
back of my
so
head
many
about it.
amps
It's
on that
fucking
thing.
killing me. I'm just like, oh, what if? I don't know. Maybe because we are like gonna get cracking on a record like soon. Like maybe I don't know. I'm just like having one of these things about it where like I have to tinker or I'm gonna go insane.
Oh, yeah.
He's a tinkerer.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those things where it's like you're gonna go through all of that, and we're gonna just land on the 5150 and the Z anyway.
maybe.
Just like we did on the last record, we used the fucking dime
Yeah,
a little bit, and that was it. We didn't even use the 51 that much. It was mostly the Z and the dime, and then I think we used the Diablo a little
the
bit.
Frankenstein. I don't even think the Diablo. No, I don't even think the Diablo was in there. There was a lot of different weird shit for sure. It was almost all just those 2 amps. Your 5150 was in there for like one song.
I think just Providence.
There was a maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's what we used it.
Yeah,
on.
and then everything else was Frankenstein, or the Z, and then we had like I had a Randall. I had a
it was Diablo, wasn't it?
no, it was like the old like the RD, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it was like one of the old Randall solid states. I had a Diablo for a second, but never got on anything. We had like
I think we demoed with it.
Yeah, there was the Hughes and Kettner in there. There was the Spirit of Metal, the little mini head.
The blue one, the one that glowed.
Yeah, you played that on something.
Yeah.
I made you play that.
Yeah.
Oh God, there was some. I think I had a Valve State, but we didn't use
No, I don't
it.
remember using it.
I bought it thinking
Again,
it would
the
be
Tinker King.
Yeah, I bought it
It's
thinking it would be
fucking-
fun, and then we didn't use it for anything. There was Axe Effects on there for sure because
Yeah.
at the time I had a Fractal. There was like so much just shit
So
kicking
much shit
around.
just swapping around.
This is like
I'm so glad
this,
I have
like-
the fucking Helix effects now because
Yeah.
we can just cut so much of
like
the shit up.
a genuinely insane and excessive thing that I did that was only afforded by the fact that I was working at a guitar store. Is I tell the story all the time, but I was buying 2 fuzz pedals at a time, one for me, one for him.
Yep.
And so we would each week we would like track one song. So I'd buy 2 fuzz pedals, and then we would track a song. What was that fucking weed whacker? Jesus Christ! And we would
Sorry, Ruggiero shaving his balls in the corner.
so we would
Jesus.
we would track the song, and there was use for fuzz on basically every song. So I would then either sell or return those 2,
and then bring home more.
buy 2 more for the next week, do the next song,
Hell yeah.
rinse, repeat until the record was done. It was like probably the most ridiculous like show of excess.
And I think those 2 are the only ones that are left. I think it's just the violence button and the pickle. I think those are the only 2 that are left.
damn.
The pickle
From that run.
Yeah, because the
Squatch was the
I
other
sold
one.
the Squatch.
Sadness.
The Fuzz War was on everything. The Fuzz War was on almost every song,
Was it?
and including bass. He played a little bit.
Yeah, I
of Fuzz
know
War,
he
too.
was on bass.
But we had a Death by Audio that was like the go-to like non chainsaw fuzz, like kind of big muffish like territory like that. It was fuzz fucking junky shit going on.
It was getting
we were
concerning.
doing that. Yeah.
To a point where I was like, dude, like we were like halfway through the record, I'm like, dude, the Squatch one is fine. Stop it.
No,
Like we're
I'm gonna keep
like,
buying
we're-
fuzzes.
I've only
I was
ever
dude,
owned like 2
I'm-
fuzz.
hear me out. What if I bought 10 more fuzzes?
I was like, dude, listen. I was like, I'm cool. Like with like the violence button's cool.
Yeah.
I like that one. He didn't even have the pickle yet, but I was like the
I had
violence-
bought and sold a swollen pickle about 3 times.
He did. And
I,
none of them
I said,
were-
like, if I ever try to sell that, I want you to punch me in the fucking face.
and none of them
'Cause
were
I-
in the cycle, by the way, that he bought or sold these.
Yeah, I love that's the best fuzz you can buy. Right,
But,
there,
like,
behind me.
He, I was like, dude, the violence button's cool. The atomic squatch one's cool. Like we're good. And he had the fuzz war too. I'm like, we're good. We don't need to worry about it anymore. We're fine. He's like, nah, but we got this one in the store though. I'm like, dude, what do you know what? I was like, get your fucking money, bro. I can't. Whatever.
He'd come.
It's fine.
Yeah, he'd come over to work and be like, "All right, so what did you buy this
Like,
week?
what stupid shit did you buy now?
Well, I got this and this and this, and I think we should just plug things in until it sounds neat.
Dumb, dude.
If I worked at a Guitar Center, I'd probably be the same.
Yeah,
so.
it was. Oh, it was just wild excess. Just
Yeah.
someone who's a tinkerer
Yes.
being literally set loose in a toy store where I have a
Right.
discount.
I had the Jimmy Cricket his ass so much in that fucking store.
You should not buy that. Like,
Oh my
what
god!
if I
you
did, though?
don't need it. I'm like, because you know what? It was one of those.
No, but I
things-
want it.
I had to be his sound conscience because I'm like, listen, you have the like, especially with the amps. I was like, dude, you have the Dr. Z. You're not gonna play anything else. You know,
And goddamn it, he's right.
I was
Yeah,
like, you know
he's
you're
been
gonna-
right.
I was like, so why bother? I'm like, listen, it's a cool amp. It's awesome. But like, there's a lot of amps that I like too. But I'm gonna keep playing the 5150, so I'm not gonna bother. I would love
Yeah.
to have like an Uber shawl and shit, but like, I'm not gonna bother.
I had a lot of pedals going in and out of rotation. Surprisingly, only had 2 fuzz pedals. I had a Big Muff Pi, the like white and blue one. With
Yeah,
the, with
I mean
the tone
that's
wicker.
yeah, I mean that's great. That's
that
like,
was a good one.
What else do you
and the
really need?
Black Arts Toneworks Crown of Horns. I
That's a
think it
cool
was.
one too. Yeah, yeah.
That one had a really cool one. You could almost get it to be just like a regular distortion, so it wasn't so fuzzy. But
Yeah.
obviously going into the more articulate styles, like you can't really get away with a fuzz anymore.
Are you fucking good over there?
Motherfucker, turn
He's
your
watching
damn
Weed Whacker
volume
videos.
off.
What is happening over there?
God.
But I gotta say, the Neuro probably saved my marriage in that respect.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Because there's endless amount of possibilities. You can't possibly try everything that's out there with it. So
I've
been able to tinker,
I've been fortunate
tinker.
where I come home with stuff and it's just like Julia, who's you would have met if she's kind of sick, so she's just like napping
Hope she
it
feels
out.
better.
Was it she here?
Yeah, she's not feeling good. She's
Oh, I thought she
napping
was
it out.
working.
Yeah, she caught a stomach bug, so she's like just napping. But so she has been like played a bit of guitar too. So I was like at the time was like teaching her stuff and everything. So like I come home with things. It's like I gave myself an out.
Look what I bought.
Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
like, oh, look at, I bought the, well, like, oh, what you got there? Oh, I just bought 5 more pedals from Guitar Center. And she's like, well, plug them in. Let's see. Like, yes, good.
That was the cool part about him living with me too. Is I have a wife and one daughter at the time, so I didn't have all the disposable funds to buy a bunch of gear. I just bought really what I needed, a couple of like extra guitars and stuff, but like nothing crazy. But like he's like, hey, I'm gonna buy all this shit. I'm like, cool. That means I don't have to.
Yeah,
And that means I'm gonna
That
try.
means you
it.
get to
you
try
can
all the
just
cool
live
shit.
vicariously through him.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
And
all
I
in the
had
house.
And I had the
You just go downstairs.
the HX effects, which I still use. So I'm like, cool. When I find something that you buy that I like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just find the equivalent in this, and then just set it on here and call it a day. Because I think that's what we did with the Fuzz War. I think we recreated it
We kind of
on
got-
the effects, and that's just what I use.
Yeah, sort of in the neighborhood and
something
and-
like that.
Yeah,
I think that's what we use. Either that or the Squatch. I don't remember which one we modeled.
yeah,
but
something kind of angry.
Yeah.
'Cause the one you got is like kind of pissed.
yeah, something like that. I was just like, cool. Everything you buy, I'm gonna try it. And if I like it, then I'm just gonna put it on there and look
Yeah.
at that. Now I spent no money and I have the exact same thing.
Are you now? Are you still? Because you at one point at least, or maybe the time before last that we played together, you had a pretty fucking massive pedal board.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like we, for all the gear
It's
talk
gone
and everything,
through a
I
lot
keep
of
a pretty-
fucking
I keep a
rendition.
pretty tidy board, like 4
Yeah.
things on it.
Tidy
Well,
is the word I'd use.
Not tidy, but I would say truncated pedal board.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because
Good one.
it'll only so much will fit in the top shelf of my amp case, so I've
Yeah.
given myself a hard space limitation.
Mm-hmm.
But since you've gone like Cortex, do you have real pedals out in front still, or no?
So yeah, we started out with some pretty big pedal boards.
Like,
Ian
does
and I
the Cortex
came from
take pedals good?
yeah. Well, I've actually never tried a distortion in front of it. Come to think of it, but I used to run it with my amp, and I would have it still. So like you can still send the MIDI signals to the amp and change the channels and stuff with all
Right,
the presets you got. But I'd run it to the amp, and then I would run it back to like a gate,
Yeah.
a pedal gate, and a pedal EQ. The pedal EQ, I could keep my amp cranked, and for some reason, the knob on this thing just worked as a master volume.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like
I'd be,
like putting it in the loop or whatever.
yeah. I'd be sitting in my bedroom just like with a fully cranked amp.
Yeah.
No one hears.
Are you running now with
But,
that? Are you doing like you're not you have anything stage volume at all?
We haven't the last few shows. We never really intended to
That's hard.
play to a click or anything.
I never got used to like the situations that I had where there were silent stages, like no cabs and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like
Well,
I played in where it was all.
We still had our
HDs
cabs and
it
stuff,
was,
but we didn't have the anything coming back through the monitors.
Oh, right. So
Yeah.
you've still got you're driving the cabs.
Yeah, I still have a power amp and everything.
Okay.
I think that show we played with you was the first time I didn't use an amp. I'd been just sending it into the return for a while, using that as basically like a pretty looking power amp.
Yeah,
But
just got one of those like Duncan power stages now.
no,
like
it's called something like that. Yeah, it's called a loud stage. It's just one knob. It's fucking
That's it.
awesome.
It's just fucking
one knob.
Just get more
All you need.
more loud in her.
Yes, exactly. And actually, what I found is the sweep on it is so much more. It's so much smoother than like if I went to my 5153 and just you go a little bit, you get okay, that's good. Okay, that's pretty loud. Okay, that's loud, and then like it just doesn't get any louder.
Yeah.
You just kind of have this wall, but this one is pretty smooth all the way out. It's like, okay, that's just like steadily where you want to go.
Yeah, I feel like 5150s have a little bit of that effect. They're like they're not touchy, which is nice, which is
you can dial in
definitely
a nice,
a benefit.
low, quiet
because like
tone.
my Dr. Z, like as much as I do really, really love that amp, it's got the Marshall problem.
Yeah.
Where it is crazy touchy when it's really quiet.
Right.
Like just like you have to just literally I tap on the volume. If I'm trying to get like bedroom volume, which sounds like fucking shit by the way, it needs to be loud.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to get like super conservative like just plugged in my open kind of back kitchen like volume, I'm literally just it's zero and I'm touching the volume knob.
You're just like pressing
like
it,
tapping on it like that until it kind of starts making noise.
Right.
And then it'll just jump to like
that
oh fuck. Like
that first Marshall head I bought was the same thing as that 20 watt. It doesn't sound good until you're at least at half volume.
Yeah.
And even then it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Went through it. I only had probably
dilemma.
4 or 5 amp heads.
Yeah,
but you were settling on the 5150 was.
What did you do in between? So you started Marshall,
started with the
the
DSLR 20, and then I got an orange Crush one. No, was it the Super Crush?
Yeah,
whatever their solid state one.
It maybe would have been a CR120 at the time.
Yeah.
Because Super Crush has just rolled out a couple of years ago. So you
okay.
I had one of those too.
Yeah.
Caruso and
if you want to sound like the Sword,
filled in with
just off the box.
with a buddy of ours. I had that head, and you can really like do a lot with that as far as getting it like modern. If you just like pin that channel volume and you overdrive it with like you just as long as you've got like EMGs going into it to kind of like smash it a little.
I had a Gibson Studio.
It's
at the time,
fucking awesome. I like missed that amp a lot. Really,
I think you used Unlooked Apart, right?
I played. I had the Jet City. I was playing a Jet City at that time, but I joined the band with that Super Crush.
Yeah, but I remember you having it.
Yeah. Those are fucking cool amps. I actually like kind of want to get.
I think I would have liked it better if I knew how to use pedals at the time. But like I'd never owned a head or a pedal up until I was 27.
A pretty versatile, especially for a solid state too. It's like it's a versatile amp. It was definitely like a step up in solid states, like it being all analog.
It was
like
really
no digital
good for a
components
solid
besides
state.
the reverb. It's like this is a jump from like those kind of like a lot of those like dumpy Randalls and that kind of stuff where it's like they're neat for what they are, but it was like the first one of those where I would say like, especially for like dirt sounds, like this is objectively a good amp.
Yeah, whenever I played it, I was like, man, it just sounds like the fucking Sword in a box.
Yes, it's does.
Great.
And it sounds good quiet too.
Great
bedroom.
Bedroom
sound.
For sure.
And it's fucking
definitely
it is the Sword in a box on its own if you
state,
just go straight into it.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Straight into it with a Gibson LP, you're playing the Sword.
Yep.
Can't help it.
And Mike likes Sennheiser stuff.
What did you wait? What? So I
had those two.
Did you have anything after the Crush?
I had an Ignator.
Okay.
Tweaker 40, and it was great. And
did it blow up?
That's when I started kind of understanding pedals more. It just needed something in front of it at all times.
Yeah.
And which now I realize pretty much any amp does, but
yeah, even the good ones still kind of need one.
Dial back the gain, put it. But
I've heard just so many like reliability horror stories about those amps. It's just like, I had an Ignator until it exploded. Great.
I put some KT77s in it, and it was nice. Did the job, but it was actually that fucking stimulus check.
Oh,
that
fuck
came
yeah,
out,
dude.
that $1,100 check.
I bought my Dr. Z with that check, dude.
EVH.
I bought that Dr. Z and a bunch of lenses. I bought a bunch of camera lenses that I
Yeah.
I
just
feel like I did something gear
I
related
didn't
with mine
use-
too.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to buy myself a really nice amp and never needed another one.
Nope.
Thank you, U.S. government.
Yeah.
You did subsidize our broke
We'll
asses.
take that.
We bought some amps we couldn't afford.
You did one thing one time. Do it again.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Let's
bought
hope.
my favorite amp I've ever had in my life.
I want to upgrade.
Pretty
I want to
much.
upgrade you an LT. Can you do
Yeah.
that again, please?
Yeah, for real.
I've tinkered with hundreds of amps on that neural and always end up coming back to that 5153 capture I got.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why
Actually,
it's
for reamping, I
any
fired up
5150.
the old amp the other day and was like, I think I need to put this back in the chain. Damn, this is...
I mean, there's a
there's
reason why
nothing
that's
like it.
it's the standard for a
There
reason.
is
You know? I mean, that's
nothing
why
like
it's
it.
like
The neural sounds good, but
most
man,
played high gain amp, like probably fucking ever.
You know what's funny? I'm interested to see how the new Helix one sounds that they just added. The Panama Blue and Panama Red.
Okay,
So I'm interested to see how it sounds.
so it's
I,
probably models of the 5153.
probably.
Yeah.
But I went and I grabbed my head and I literally just mimicked my settings into the thing, and I copied all of my gate settings and all that shit, my pressure
nuts.
settings. So I haven't, but I didn't have a chance to actually plug into it and play it yet. I'm interested to see like how close it is because they have the orange 412 in there too. So like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I can
you can
basically-
really like actually build like your real rig.
yeah,
out of it.
I can build my
Which
real
is
rig on there.
kind
now,
of
so-
what that's kind of what we were doing when we were doing like when we did all the pre-pro for filmed. I had a Helix at the time, and we just built our respective rigs in the Helix, just on like one switch Nick, one switch Andrew, one switch like we got like a cool sound for Ruggiero, and we just had like those three sounds on tap like all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's real. It is nuts. Like modeling has come such a long
It's
fucking
insane.
way.
It sounds
from like
almost identical.
the pod days, which don't get me, not for nothing. Like that stuff was really important for that time, especially making like recording easy for like bedroom level people before that was so common. All of that shit. And not for nothing, those sounds are still cool if you kind of massage them enough.
And the pod still exists.
Yeah, I had Pod Farm on like every computer I've ever had.
I still do.
Up until recently. Like Pod Farm, like OG Pod Farm,
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah. I still have it.
It's not the most hi-fi. It's not great, but if you do enough work on those sounds, you can get really like interesting sounds that are so kind of particular to like, especially like kind of a point in time. If you're going for those like super compressed, like industrial guitar tones, like there is that is the easiest way to get there. You know, like that kind of shit, which like I have a lot of need for anymore.
that was,
but like it's cool shit still.
That was line 6, right?
Yeah.
When was that about?
Old as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, like the Bean Pod.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or Pod Farm, the software, the adjacent software that like the original like amp VST, like before Guitar Rig, before any of that shit. It was the first place where you could like model a rectifier or whatever,
No shit.
and you could do that stuff with it. But like they also had all these like super dumpy like line 6 captures in it too, which is like, yeah, you can get something on fucking insane setting.
Yeah. You can
Why?
literally do a line
Why
6
you'd want
insane
that, I
setting.
don't
It's not
know.
like shit.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't good, but it's like, well,
was-
I don't have to buy the amp now.
It was also such an important gateway to like, I did so much like dirt floor recording in college with just like Pod Farm and a drum machine.
It's time to do it.
And it was so much fun, and I learned so much about like the first steps of like engineering from doing that. And like, okay, this shit sounds like shit. Like ass shit from a butt. Like from an ass butt. Like what ass shit from an ass butt. Like
Damn.
how can I make this good? That I feel like that's like the first step of like you get into when you're getting into like that production stuff and like engineering and everything else is just like being handed garbage and like how far can you polish this turd?
I think that's also part of the whole tinkering mindset that you got too.
And I did pretty good, honestly. If I could still have some of those, like, if I can find in my Google Drive, I'll have to send you some like
Please do.
of the old Pod Farm shit, where it was like I think I had found like some forum post by like Devin Townsend on how he set his axe effects.
Okay.
Like, let me start there. Like, I'm just exact EQ blocks of like how he's like doing his like rectifier model in like his fractal, which is like, we're talking at the time, a new fractal, an AxeFX Ultra, AxeFX 1 Ultra was like the new shit, and it was $2,000. Like,
oh yeah,
all right,
easily.
Pod Farm is $60. Let's take a crack at it.
For sure.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually, maybe if you hit your head hard enough against stuff, you can, boy, can you ever polish that turd if you are determined and stupid enough like I was.
I will say that is the one thing that I'm really enjoying now about doing like the Letters to Jenny record, and I even revisited the Shania cover because that's officially getting done.
Hell yeah.
And I was able to sit down, and I'll have to show it to you, but I was able to sit down and like actually give it some tender love, and make it sound like something. And it's nice to like finally get a chance to sit there and like learn how to like massage things like that, because I feel like I always overlooked it because I either didn't need to, or I didn't have the stuff to do it, or you were there, so I didn't have to. But now it's nice to finally be able to like mess around with that stuff. Like, that's what this shit.
Yeah,
does.
just learn by doing. You know what I mean? Like that's at least I mean, that's how the only way that I know how to do shit is like if you just like give me like a textbook about it. Like I'm not gonna read it, but
yeah. I'm just banging my head against the fucking wall.
Just turn knobs until it's not that fucking hard. You just turn knobs until it sounds okay.
Yeah, basically.
If you turn the knob and it sounds shitty, turn it the other fucking way.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. Like,
Yeah.
Basically I'm just like finding like, okay, I know that this
vocalist
make it okay. Turn if shitty, make unshitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically sitting there like, okay, I know that this needs to be compressed, so I'm gonna just fuck with these knobs.
Yeah.
And when it sounds good, then I'm gonna learn why.
Yeah. Right.
Let me just get to the sound first.
Yeah.
I probably should do it the other way, but I'm autistic, so my brain don't work like that.
It makes it more fun, honestly. Learning by doing is just like with this stuff, especially too. It's nice to especially like to talk about this kind of shit with like a real fucking gearhead. We don't get to do this super often, or like at the very least, like not get totally reined in.
But just like yelling at a bubble.
Yeah, this is definitely the geekiest we've gotten. Which we're talking about the Halo novels, and now we're talking about now we're talking about.
Oh, we got Skyrim.
When's my Pokemon or Kingdom Hearts
fucking
episode?
Pod Farm.
Mike, I hope you learned something.
So let me.
I heard a lot of words about gear.
We said the names of a bunch of shit, which
I want
well
you
be
here's what I
like,
want you to do. I want you to learn by doing.
language.
Next time you go to practice, I want you to just grab Simus's amp and just start fucking with all his knobs.
No.
Well,
And then I want you to tell him that I told you to do it.
his
and
amp
just
is
see what he does.
often my amp, so
Well, it's not when it's not when you're not there.
it's pretty. No, I just borrowed it a bunch.
No, I know, but I'm saying when if Mike goes there and you're not
It's
there,
pretty simple. There's not a lot of knobs on it, so you could get it. You could get it sounding good. I think
I
probably.
don't know if he has equipment, but
well, when he gets some, you.
Well,
fuck
let me
with his
ask you
knobs.
this:
I'll touch
as a,
things if you want me
as a
to.
tinkerer,
What's up?
where do you think you're like at? Are you where you want to be, like sound wise?
I think I'm pretty close.
Are you going to tinker more?
I think
is what I'm
there's
saying.
always. I mean,
yeah.
We played we had a headliner at the Palladium in October, and then we played with you guys in December.
Mm-hmm.
And in between then, I changed my rig 5 times.
Christ.
Like just stuff in
And
then
then
the Cortex?
within the neural, different amps, different overdrives, different like everything. Just can't stop.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that does sort of like it counts as tinkering, but I guess it like is kind of it's easier. It's not as much of like a clusterfuck to like swapping things in and out and taking shit out of your taking shit off your board and like
I'm
doing
not
all this
trying
like
to justify this new
fiasco
delay
shit
pedal that came
we
in.
do, yeah. Well, I mean that's
Well, I guess that's the only thing that like you can model all your overdrive pedals and stuff. So anything I got, like I can pretty much model,
also,
but you can't do that with like a delay or anything.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I guess.
Yeah.
But also like delay is kind of is what it is. It's basically either like two kinds of delay.
Right.
So you're either talking like
actually
kind of
when I was using
modeled or straight digital.
Yeah.
And that's
when I
like
was
kind of
using the pedals with the neural, I had a delay and a reverb.
Right.
That I was using for that.
Yeah.
But mostly because you can't at least maybe I don't know it, but you can't set like the ramp button that some of them have, where you can just like extend the reverb for as long as you're pressing.
Oh,
on
that's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a latch function. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
That is kind
so
of.
it just latches
Some stuff
on
will
the
do that. Like
feedback.
a lot of
though, yeah.
Earthquaker pedals will do that.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
exactly.
Which you had a bunch of those at one point.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, a lot of them. Yeah.
I mean overdrives and shit. It's just guys
pretty
guys
simple.
like us are just running at clean boost. We're just it's just
for
just
more
volume
more or
all the
less,
way up, gain all the way down.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I mean? So like you can, it sort of doesn't like, there's so much option wise in modelers for that kind of shit.
Exactly.
But like guys like us, it doesn't matter. It's any of those will do because it's literally just volume. It's you're just creating more signal. You're just slamming the front end. You're not introducing like the tonal characteristics really of the pedal if it's got any.
Exactly.
When half of the point of most of them is that they
yeah.
bank on being like this is a transparent overdrive. This is something
Right.
that doesn't color your shit, which I think is dumb. You should introduce more character. I think there should be every opportunity you have to introduce character.
The
you
captures
should.
do a pretty good job of creating the character though, and I think that those, especially having the DI like cab sim on it, cleans everything up. You can actually hear the characteristics really well. When I the other day when I was messing with the actual pedals and the amp, I was like, wow, like I hear a lot more now. I hear how the Rat pedal I'm running takes away a lot of low end and really like tightens it up. But I hear how like this clone one I have keeps that low end in there and really booms it. And, but it's like staticky.
I mean, a clone is full. That's like as transparent as it gets. Really.
Yeah. Well, this
and
one
a
has
Rat
has
the
a
opposite of transparent. It's a translucent fucking overdrive.
the clean blend separated on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Lickler pedals, they have like, they just overpower them.
Yeah.
There's so many
Those
options.
are significantly engineered pieces of gear where there's just like
absolutely amazing.
if everything I like has like two knobs on it, that's just like the fucking opposite. It's like
it's like, oh, what style of clipping do you want? Here's a cut button. You want a boost on it? Here's an extra EQ for it.
It's like the Red 7 or like angle effect where it's just like, I hope you like fucking knobs, dude. There's knobs on knobs on knobs. I was like, I would be perfectly happy if like my amp had one big and loud inner knob on it and I could just turn it and it would just get louder.
Speaking of the sword.
That's fucking it. That's all I care about. It's just like, okay, it sounds how it sounds and you just fucking turn that bitch up, dude. That's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we've
at that time
beaten everybody to fucking death long enough here.
It'll
Anyway,
be the longest one yet.
hope you like amps, and if you don't, I want you to know I don't give a fuck if you don't like amps because we talked about amps for an hour and a half. Get fucked.
And Halo.
And Halo.
At least a good 45 of amp talk.
Yeah, definitely, it was a good amount.
Definitely good deer talk.
Some people listening might have forgot Mike was here.
Yeah, I don't have
Mike might
anything
have
to
forgot Mike
say.
was
Whenever I start speaking a dead language, Mike's just like, I see his eyes glaze over.
I actually made $3 or $4 while I was sitting here on a game I was playing.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, glad we can make you money.
Well, anyway, Derek, a pleasure to talk about gear. Before we wrap it up, what's like immediately happening flood wise or anything else wise? What do you got to tell the people what you got going on?
Well, we are opening up for All Shall Perish and Aborted in March, which is going to be insane.
Hell yes.
We have tickets. Hit us up. Get a discount. No convenience fees. I mean, can't beat that.
Can't beat it.
We're hoping spring, middle spring, early spring to have 11 more songs for it. Well, 9 more songs because 2 of them are on.
9 more songs.
9 more songs. 2 of them are on the EP, but 11 songs total.
Oh, okay.
Hell
yeah. And hope to play some more shows for you guys.
Hell yeah.
Apparently,
and really,
get in the shack.
Honestly, really, if you're watching this, Flood rips fucking ass, dude. This is like one of my favorite bands in our little circle of buds. Everybody that comes in here I think is great, and I love them all. This is something you guys have been doing that's really spoken to me, and that doesn't happen a whole lot.
I appreciate that a lot, man. Thank
you. It's always a pleasure to geek out and all that. So thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having me, guys.
How do you find you online? Is it the Flood Mass or
the Flood _band on Instagram? You can find us at the Flood on Facebook. Not really an easy way to find it, but you'll get there.
Search engine optimization, baby.
Look for his face.
Yeah.
There's the guy.
You'll know
We
you're
have
the
all of
right
our
man.
faces on it.
And as for the rest of you, well, you know how it goes. We'll see you in hell.